I always like the early and alien stuff. That's my favorite.
You hold it up for a second.
Yeah.
Would you skate this now?
Yeah, totally. In a second. I'm looking at it now and I would love to skate this.
Don't.
Yeah, I know. I did it 3 months ago and I kind of regret it.
Do you know which one you skated 3 months ago?
It was it was a all white painted board. And another one was it was an orange highlighted one because I wanted to skate it at night. I thought it would look cool on film or something.
Do you think like Don Pendleton hit the nail on the head with this graphic?
Yeah, like I said, this one I definitely like. I like a couple things stick out. I love the fish out of water. That's pretty cool. He definitely nailed it on the head. That's different. The Made in the USA trips me out even. And I always like the bright. A lot of them had the bright top. I always liked top ply to be bright, and they always used to kind of have. But this is one of my favorite. This one was one of my favorites. I'm more interested into like the graphics and like what went into them now than back then. It's just because so much was going on back then. And like I said, they just pump them out so fast you don't even realize and take it in. And now it's like it means something more to me now, I guess, even though it like still kind of doesn't.
Is there a graphic of yours that you've never seen that you're like, I don't remember that at all?
Yeah, there's a lot of chocolate stuff, and I'm like, wow, that's fucking cool. I seen one the other day that was just like a gun. It was just a gun board, and I thought that was really cool. And most of my alien stuff I've seen, maybe towards the end, there was a couple I didn't see. They made so many, and then chocolate. I wasn't collecting my chocolate boards. I had my first Hecox graphic. I always, that meant a lot to me. I always kept that board, and but it's not like with that. It's not like I collected every board chocolate did. So I definitely missed a lot of the chocolate ones. I have a couple of ones that I liked. Like I had the wine bottle. Then it went from a wine bottle to like a coffee, and then to like a Perrier bottle. There was like a couple of those boards. I had all those, but like all the ones that the chocolate ones that were part of the series, I don't have any of the series or any of that type of stuff. This board I've always liked. That's 772.
It is 762.
Yeah, I'd like to ride that. This might be a little skinny. I'd probably still ride it though. Wow. I always liked this board because it's very Alien Workshop, but it also doesn't feel like Alien Workshop to me. Like it didn't really fit in like Alien at that time because it's like a one-off. So, but it reminds me of Don and his graphics in Alien Workshop, but it's not like part of a series or anything, and it's very original and stands out on its own. So like that's why I've always liked this board.
Was that your first pro model?
Yeah, this is the first board ever right here.
Do you have one?
I think I have one of these. I'm not sure. Yeah, I have one of these. I don't have it in plastic like this.
Do you want that one?
No, it's okay. But yeah, I have one of these for sure. Premier Limited Pro model. It was gonna be a short run, huh? I never realized that. But yeah, no, I used to ride this board.
Do you remember the first time you saw that graphic and like
No.
that board with your name on it?
No, like that's such a blur to me. It's like when you're in all that stuff at that time, there's so much going on almost. You're just doing so much skating or traveling. It's like you don't have time to soak this stuff in. And I guess that's why you could like get more like, I don't know, you care about it more, like you have like the time. Yeah, it was like almost a big blur. Like I don't remember when this came out. I don't remember getting like the box of boards with the first one with my name on it, like at all. I just remember one day started seeing kids with riding boards with my name on it, and that tripped me out. That was weird. And that was like on a random demo trip, and like we were in Ohio, and it was that yellow. Oh, that's what the board was. It was a matchstick. It was like it was orange, yellowish, highlighted, and it had red match. It was like the matchstick board. That board was like my highest selling pro board of all time or something. That matchstick board. And I remember going to a demo in Ohio and like 10 kids had it. It just freaked me out. And I just tripped out and I just like had to leave or something. That's what the trick is, man. We used to ride skinny flat. It might have been like a 2x4. Like that looks a little more like I would fully hook that up today, no problem. This I would too. I mean, but maybe it'd be a little weird. But I also like my board kind of light. See, I don't notice that really. I look at the concave mostly. And I still have to do the stupid world. Imagine world grip on this, and then being so skinny, it would look like a fucking toothpick. I just don't like heavy boards are hard, like, for me to skate. It's just easy to flip my board. Like, believe it or not, I still like flipping my board, and like, it's hard on a big board. This graphic, I don't know too much about it. I had an ad about it. Like, I don't know what my pro ad was. Oh, that was lame. Yeah, my pro ad was a lifestyle shot. I didn't know about that. Like, it wasn't a skate ad. It was me just sitting in my apartment with like the light or something. And it had this graphic, like, Premier Anthony Pappalardo board coming out now. And that bummed me out kind of, because it wasn't a skate ad. You know, I always kind of put them into two categories. Like, you have your lifestyle ad and your skate ad, and like, for your pro ad, you should probably do something. But then they made a commercial that was kind of like for like the pro release, which I thought was kind of cool. But that's the only other thing I remember, like, that kind of comes to mind with this graphic. So it never really was part of anything else, which I thought was kind of cool. That's what kind of defines it, I guess, just for that one thing. Wow, I haven't seen one of these in a while. The orange tape, they killed it, promo on that with their, I think that was the best decision ever. I didn't even think that this was gonna be that big of a video. I don't know, as big as it was. I remember freaking out that they put me on the cover. I didn't like that, because I didn't really like my part in this. This isn't my favorite part of mine. I don't really like my part in this. I love the video. I don't really like my stuff in this. And so, like, I trip out now when people like bring it up. The video is great.
When's the last time you watched it?
I watched probably Jason's part recently. Every once in a while I'll watch his part, or like Mark Appleyard, fuck. Yeah, no, I haven't seen this video in a decade, but I think I watched Dill's part maybe like within the past 3 months. I've watched Jason's part. Kerry Getz. Yeah, no, I haven't watched this. Pat Corcoran.
What first pops into your mind about like filming for photosynthesis?
The one trick on this cover, the backso 180 fakie 5.0 and 80 out. I remember I had a cold and I had napkins with me. I was blowing my nose, and Van Engelen was there and he was making fun of me because I had a cold and I was blowing my nose, and then I just got mad and I pulled that trick or something. And I didn't even think that one was usable. Like, I went home that night not even being psyched, being bummed, like, fuck, I still gotta get that trick. Like, I've been trying it forever, and like, just another day, like, of me not doing it, like, not realizing it would end up in the video part. And now I watch it and it's still okay. Like, it's better than what I thought it was, but I didn't know it was a make when I did it. And then I just remember this was a bummer because I was still in high school. And so Wenning got to, like, me and Wenning were always skating around New York, and like, all of a sudden he was just like living with Bill in Philly, and they were filming Love Park every day, and I was still stuck in Long Island in high school. And so Friday after school, I would get out, come to the city, take a 2-hour bus from the city to Philly, get to film Saturday and half a Sunday, because I'd have to start coming back 3.5, 4 hours from Philly to Long Island. So every week I got to film for a day and a half for this, and when I would get to Philly, like, Bill was always like, look what Brian got this week. And it was just like the most mind-blowing stuff. Like they just got to skate every day and I just was so envious and like, it was kind of frustrating. But it was fun. It wasn't like a competitive thing. It was like, I was just jealous of like, I just wanted to do that too. I wanted that lifestyle. It still didn't even feel like I was sponsored then though, actually. Like, because I was just going to high school and like I didn't even really know what I was filming for or like that it would end up being in a video. Like, because it kind of just went from like film some tricks with this guy and like, if we like it, maybe we'll put you on or something. And like, so that's just what it was. It was just going down to Philly and filming with Bill and like, and he would just always send these tapes in. I wasn't planning to film a part. Like, I've had other parts where I've thought of what I want to put in them and put way more into it. And like, this one wasn't like that at all. I kind of feel like it was just like, it was a mixtape of just that time of like, trying to maybe just get footage to them to show that I was skating. It was cool. It was cool to feel like, I think with this video came the feeling of like being on a team when this finally came out. Like, okay, now I'm like a part of something. I'm a part of this team now, and which was cool. And that got me psyched to like do Mosaic, the next thing. And like, I like that part a million times better. And like, yeah, this was kind of, this is a tough one, but this is a great video.
What's your first memory of workshop before you were even hooked up with them and all this?
That like it would just be like that 4-in-1. I obviously knew about the OG, like the memory screen stuff, but I wasn't even the hugest fan back then because I just liked a lot of the girl guys and like world dudes. And so like, I obviously knew about memory screen and all that stuff, but that's not even what came to me. Like, 4-in-1 like had that industry section and that just blew my fucking mind. Like when Jason got on the team with Anthony and those dudes. And so that's when like the workshop became like the workshop to me. You know, the team aspect and like a good like direction of where it was and what it was supposed to mean and be. And I think that was a prime for them for those couple of years.
I've heard younger kids compare this video to virtual reality.
Really? That's weird because I grew up watching virtual reality. That's probably the video I've watched most in my whole entire life by far. Like, I remember coming home from school, locking myself in my room. Like, I have no social skills because of virtual reality. Like, everything out the window because of virtual reality. Just fucking, that was the only video I had, and I just burned that thing, and I just, into my head, and I watched that video so many times, and that's what I grew up on. Virtual reality was my virtual reality, so I don't know how to, like, compare that. I learned how to skate from, like, one video, I feel like. Now it's like kids learn to skate from, like, a feed or, like, the options are so crazy. It's like, it's too much, I think. I think that's a problem, but that's a whole nother segment or something. Castrucci's the one who made this thing what it is. Like, just at that time too, that was before Habitat started, or just when it started, he was still doing a lot of the alien stuff, and I give him a lot of the credit for making this video to look as good and become what it was. People don't realize that has a hell of a lot to do with what makes something kind of cool. I remember like when I got on, like all those dudes got kicked off, I felt bad. I was like, fuck. John Drake was cool, Mike Hayes, Scott Conklin. Mike Hayes had kind of good style, right? You have Gino's action shoes? That's crazy, he was psyched on that, huh? That was cool. In Australia, I was asking about those and those other ones that the ones that you used to skate in were the coolest looking ones. I never really had them, the sports.